Hey guys, I'm Rance. I love music, and in honor of the release of A Complete Unknown, we're doing a Bob Dylan deep dive. I'm starting out with some of the lesser known albums. Of course, we're going to get to the classics as we go, but I'm going to start out with some of the albums that are generally considered his worst, and then work our way up to some of the albums that are generally considered his best. And over the next several days, I am going to be working through Bob Dylan's complete discography. It's a lot, so it might take me a minute, but I've been a huge Bob Dylan fan all the way back to high school. He's still one of my favorite artists to this very day. I'm starting out with Dylan for a couple of reasons. This was the first Bob Dylan album I ever heard. My mom and dad had it on cassette tape when I was a kid. It used to be in the car when we were driving around. This is generally considered one of his worst, if not the worst, Bob Dylan album, but it has a special place in my heart for nostalgic purposes. There's also some pretty good songs on here. Most of these songs, I think actually all of these songs are covers. But you've got like the Ballad of Ira Hayes. You've got a really great cover of Mr. Bojangles, which is an old classic traditional song, I guess. You've also got some like the Lily of the West. And a cover of Joni Mitchell's Big Yellow Taxi. So it's not a great Bob Dylan album. It's generally considered pretty bad, but it's actually pretty good. I think musically anyway. Uh, I wouldn't put it anywhere near the top. I would say this is a very mediocre album of covers, but it's not terrible. If you're looking for something in, just to have on in the background or whatever, it's a pretty good little mood music album. And then, I think a couple of these songs were also featured in The Big Lebowski, so it's kind of got that vibe. This was from a period in Dylan's career when he was very laid back. He seemed very happy, very at ease. This was a little bit before Blood on the Tracks, but after the tumultuous period of the late 60s. He was living as a family man. He was spending a lot of time with his wife at the time, Sarah, and their children. And this album really has that vibe. This is Bob Dylan as a very domesticated guy hanging out with his family and just having some fun, playing some songs that he enjoys. I would say that the standout track on this album is Mr. Bojangles. Second runner up is his cover of Elvis Presley's I Can't Help Falling in Love with You. Stay tuned. We'll be going over more Bob Dylan albums over the next few days and weeks, however long it takes me to get through his incredibly huge discography. So keep tuning back to this channel if you're interested in learning more. By the way, I'm also a singer songwriter myself. If you want to check out my music, you can go over to rantsgarrison.bandcamp.com or Spotify. Hope to be seeing y'all soon.